everyone, and welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is Hope Alive. Yes, there is hope, and a new Nigeria is certainly possible. Now, good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending your time zone. Today, we've come again to have discussion on what is happening in Nigeria, especially as Tinubu has reacted to the trend on social media and mainstream media about his falling from the truck yesterday, being the Democracy Day. As Tinubu have it in his word, he said he was trying to do a swagger that he actually portrayed for the democracy in Nigeria. Well, part of these discussions has gotten reactions of several persons, including His Excellency P2B, who said that nobody should gloat over the fall of Chibbola Tinubu. However, these reactions are just hitting everywhere. And here we've come back to add more to this very something. And let's start with what His Excellency P2B said. He said, "I was saddened to learn of President Tinubu's unfortunate fall today. I wish him well. We achieved nothing by gloating about an accident that could well happen to any of us. We are all human beings, and while we profoundly disagree on how to move Nigeria forward, we must remember our common human frailty. Let us stay focused on issues that will lead to a new Nigeria. May this moment serve as a poignant reminder of our shared humanity and the need for compassion, empathy, and unity in our pursuit of a bright future of our great nation." Signed, P2B. Yes, and with me in the studio to have these discussions are, of course, the people who are here. But first, before I get to our people on this discussion, let's even have what Chibbola Tinubu said, how he said it, and then we get into this very discussion.
Early this morning, I had a swagger, and it's on the social media. They are confused whether I was doing Buga or doing Babariga. But it is a day to celebrate democracy. Why doing Dobale for the day? I'm a traditionally Yoruba boy. I did my Dobale. Democracy is a day that is worthy of
Straighting for democracy indeed. That is what we heard from him. So we are going to have this discussion, and with me in the studio to have this discussion is we have Peace, and also we have Otto. Together we are going to do justice to the confusion that is that Chibbola Tinubu said that the social media is on. But let me start with you, Otto. Yesterday, obviously, everybody here we are very, very sorry for Chibbola Tinubu. Saying it was unfortunate. Those things happened. It's an unfortunate situation, the embarrassment that the nation had, and all of that. But coming out to tell Nigeria that he was actually prostrating for a democracy, and saying it's a swagger, he was doing, is it Idole, Dobale, or stuff like that. What do you think about this? And most especially, he coming out to say that social media is confused.
Well, I don't know why Chief Bola Tinubu will, be lying to Nigerians and lying to us. And then, of course, I don't know why he's talking about the social media, because social media is the same means through which the administration is reaching out to Nigerians. That is how we get to know what is going on, the goings-on in the country. He also uses it, obviously. That is how he got to know that there is so information out there. So there's no need for all that. He fell is that he fell. There's no need telling us that he came to Dobale or not Dobale. So I think it still boils down to what this government is all about, and not being transparent with Nigerians.
Yeah, very indeed. But looking at it from the perspective of the social media being confused, how do you take that? Because I believe that the information he has gotten most of the time comes from social media, and I don't see most people in social media as people who are confused. Rather, there are people who are interested on what happened in Nigeria, especially being bittered for the fact that on his announcement of yesterday morning on his broadcast, he never mentioned how much the average or the minimum wage should be. So I believe that that very confusion he's talking about is probably the people in his cabinet who are really very confused.
Obviously, because the greater number of reaction on social media is a reflection of the Nigerians, a reflection of the citizens of this very country. So when he says social media is confused, he's actually trying to say that we are confused, the citizens are confused, and which is not something that a government should say. You're saying that your people are confused. The confusion is obviously coming from you because there are conversations on ground, there are issues on ground that you failed to even address in your Democracy Day speech.
I also believe that he joined on that very confusion. He activated the confusion when he let himself fall. After all, we have seen likes people are saying, oh, he's very old and that's why. But look at Chief Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria. We saw him running in a recent event where he went to, running across the tarmac to deliver his message. Running, and of course, he's approaching his 90s. Look at him running. And of course, we have also seen Peter Obi, which has been trending, of course, while he is also climbing the step, running. At each time, we don't see confusion coming in. So obviously, it looks like it is Chief Bola Tinubu that is getting the nation confused. Yes. Of course, this is also the one of Peter Obi. While he's trending right now, people see him as he jumps up the staircase, just the same stairs that Tinubu went just yesterday. And then what happened? He came out to say that social media is confused. Like you said, that Nigerians are confused. But in midst of them being confused, he is the one instigating the confusion in the country. He is the source of the confusion. Yes. Let me get this from you know, say your own. You go want make the people of grassroots, make them for understand this grammar. Where would they knack for here? And they always say make we allow, make you for break your own down, make people for understand and way. Yesterday they talk say Tinubu the fall where him fall because of old age, not because of anything, and make people cut them slack according to your word. That's yesterday. But you don't hear the man where they talk say make them cut slack. He don't go, he don't where everybody they begin the talk say saying the portrait for democracy. They talk say na swag. Say we they confused. Meaning you we talk yesterday where they even protect the interest. Say you they confused. What do you get to talk for inside here?
Honestly, Mr. Kanu, I feel so ashamed of myself because this is so embarrassing, insensitive, coming from person where I even they take side with. They tell people say the man they old and fragile, now why in for. But when get liver come out, can they talk this kind of thing? In the talk of Dobale, like is it trying to play on the masses' intelligence? You know, it can they talk say Dobale. What does Dobale mean? Not be to just think person, say a person do something for you. So Dobale now means say until like in fall down, everybody see and say in fall for ground. So in the mean say who even the grease, who help him. So simply I don't think that's the way in come out can do. Like it really makes sense. He not suppose even talk, he suppose admit because everybody was trying to protect his interest. Even me yesterday. But now me they see I'm on the side of say now another Nollywood story where you won't come tell us because APC now full of scam and lies and deceit. So you won't come tell us now say what happened yesterday. Now just play I be now just who even they agree because I don't understand because if they make them feel like say people wey they understand Yoruba no day again. Dobale mean say you they try 10 person wey help you do something or person wey assist you. But I don't see anything like that. And again, he has messed up democracy. He has messed up democracy of the common man. When we they grow up, they tell us say democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But right now, it's no longer democracy of the people by the people. It's democracy of the rich and the the politicians. Now then they play the politics game there. Now then they do everything. Now then they make people they suffer. People they go through tough time. People they go through many horrible things and seasons for their life. And this is so undemocratic. So Tinubu is more like I don't know what I will call it. He's a propaganda. Yes, like he too they lie because they didn't pay me because I they tried take side with this man yesterday only for him to come out now they talk this kind of thing.
They talk say you they confused. See, I see say your blood they hot this morning. Peace, make you just slow down. I know say yesterday the man don't fall your hand. Be say don't fall your hand. But what did I talk for inside? Be say the one when come talk say you they confused. So you will be say you talk say yesterday made them cut am slack. You they confused. And not be only you talk say they confused. So if you hear as auto take talk am now here, it means say the whole Nigeria they confused. And make I even follow am agree with am. I go agree because when you don't capture some people, confusion go there for their midst. Confusion go there for their midst. They don't already capture Nigerians. Well, as they capture them, they can't they confused. That's that confusion. Now in contrast, let's say person fall. Instead of tell Nigeria say, well, anybody can sleep and fall and continue what he's doing, but to tell us say in do am intentional, say na swagger, na he won't do, say in the prostrate to democracy. Person where one knock in head or when don't knock in head for inside moto, talk say na swagger, say na prostrate. Now in the prostrate to democracy and people of Nigeria. They can't lie where they come out from that side. Not be only from you. It be like the thing they come out from the head. If we see by your nanuga lie, we go shout. We go talk about that very man where they talk fro. Waiting be that in name again. That man, that media head. Where we say if you come out, you go to speak like say no be Nigerian person. The one well learn from Lai Mohammed. Okay, anyway, yes, the fair one will get beer for in this thing. All of them then come out, they lie about Dubai, they talk say visa don't come back. They lie about say we go begin, they travel, they go Dubai like no man business. They lie about Doha conference. Yes. They lie about several things. And now with waiting Tinubu come out for open television, where be saying a national television can't talk again. Now be say the line no they only come out from him or no they come out from those people alone. Now from the top.
Yeah.
So make you calm down, make you they calm down, make you take water, make them for bring water, make you for calm down. Anytime again where you want defend Tinubu, make you think and well because it go bring something will be say go verse you put. But the question when I asked yesterday, I won't ask you again. Make I know whether you go still support waiting in the do. I talk say that yesterday morning, Nigerians they expect the reason why I open television to listen to him. Now make I hear how much he won't give the ordinary Nigerians. Now that thing I want hear. I listen all through to know when he go talk am, he no talk am, and you think say he no go fall. For that place where the fall where for now small one myself. Yes. Because the major fall go still happen. I be what you think.
Yes, because the man is just gaslighting and we know say he's full of deceit. And now even when they talk the thing, myself I follow see the thing when they talk. The thing now prompter, now they prompt and teleprompt then the thing they scripted. Not be say the thing they come from in mind. And we know say person where they always lie around. He always have something to say. Because everything when they talk yesterday say this one that one, he not even talk am. Even the minimum wage God save, where would they expect whether he go say anything, he not talk am. So what do we expect from this kind of human being?
They can't lie put for inside though if you they forget because in talk say then get agreement with labor.
Yes.
That same yesterday NLC and TUC come out, come put disclaimer say they no get any agreement with Tinubu and in administration. No, say their hand no day. Now when they bring how much, say na so you go see them.
Tinubu na, as we all know, say Tinubu na propaganda na him be, and again him sabi lie. So everything way we they see, make we not just dey surprised.
You get one truth where Tinubu talk. I go come back for you. Okay. You get one truth where Tinubu talk, and His Excellency Peter Obi really talked about that very thing. So why would they talk about many lies where we say they come out from this very particular government? Let also cut them a slack. There are some truths that is being said, and His Excellency Peter Obi acknowledged that Tinubu has been saying some truth. Let's take that from what His Excellency, then we'll come back to that discussion. Let's hear what His Excellency Peter Obi said about the truth on the things that are coming out from Chief Bola Tinubu.
Well, you know, I've never made comment about 1 year in office. The reason why is simple. I would say that President Tinubu have kept to his campaign promises. Throughout the campaign, he consistently maintained that he will continue from where Buhari stopped. And that is done very well. I would say excellent. I'll give him excellent pass mark. And it's very simple. Dollar was 460, is now 1,005. Fuel was 238, is now about 700. Diesel was 844, is now 1,415. A bag of rice is 35,000, is now about 80. A bag of beans was similar, 35, is now about 90. Gari was 27.28, is now 49.50. A tuber of yam was about 2,007 to 3,000, now is about 10,000. Tomato basket is about 40,000, that is over 150,000. Electricity is 66 kilowatts, is now over 200. You can go on and on. Our debts, even bread, which is a basic thing other countries that subside, like Egypt, bread, smaller, medium bread was 450 naira. It's now 900 naira. The big one is 900, is 1,005. Our debt, like I mentioned, was 87. By end of last year, it was actually 97. The highest we've done within that short period. Now is over 100 trillion. In fact, this year alone, the government, through the Central Bank of Nigeria, have issued and taken from the system borrowing of over 16 trillion naira. You can imagine the interest at almost 20%. It's about 3.2 trillion after 12 months. At that, last year, in a period of 9 months, we spent about 5.7 trillion servicing as debt interest on our payments. So add that. So overall, you've done well. Let's even go back to the overall of the economy. By the time he took over last year, we were still the biggest economy in Africa with $477 billion as our GDP, followed by South Africa, Egypt, Algeria, and Morocco. Today, we are number 4. South Africa is number 1 now, I think about $373 billion. Egypt is second, $347 billion, followed by Algeria, 266. And we are now 252 billion GDP economy. It's even worse when you go to our per capita. We are actually 1/4 of per capita of the list of these nations that I mentioned. South Africa is over 6,000 per capita. Egypt is 4,000 plus. So is Algeria. And then Morocco, which among this is supposed to be the 5th, at 4,210, and we are 1,000 plus. So we actually are going low. We're coming from a low of per capita of 3,000 plus.
Getting back to this very particular interview, the highlights of this interview, but due to the time factor that we have here, let's get down to the main thing. So Otto, let me first start with this briefly. Can you tell me now that haven't we seen the truth part, or haven't Nigerians seen the truth part of Tinubu's assertions?
We have. Most certainly, we have. He said he's going to continue from where his predecessor Buhari stopped. And that is exactly what he's doing. And rightly put, His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi has laid down all the figures, the economy, how it has gone down, how dollar has gone up, and a lot of food items, and the basic things. Imagine even pure water. A bag of pure water.
And that is a truth.
And
His Excellency Peter Obi said
that
he will give him a very serious pass mark
excellent
on that.
Yes.
Dwelling on his continuation plans.
Exactly.
Coming to our own, make your brand. I should say by now, your blood don't calm down.
Yeah.
You don't say true day for some of the talk where Tinubu they talk. Last time they talk say when they promote the same Buhari 2014. Now in talk say then go give Nigerians 5,000 naira every month. They get 5,000 naira. Up to now that one no happen. Nobody fit talk anything. I feel bring you many things. We be say this man don't talk as lie, but as Peter Obi talk, he get one truth where this man don't talk, and that very truth. How you take CM, because they don't. I no need to make they bring them one by one. His Excellency Peter Obi don't enumerate the something.
Yeah, Mr. P.O. don't say everything. He has said it all, because as even they talk and they think they pierce my heart, they cry inside, because practically everything he said now waiting Tinubu they do. In talk I'm doing in campaign. You and I can attest to it. In talk am say when he enter we go dey shop agbado, say he go give us corn, and he go continue where he master stop, and exactly he continue where he master stop. And during that one regime sef, everybody dey suffer and we dey see the fire. But now he can't enter, we can't dey see the shege banza, the shege promas. Many people now never even shop. Many people go their business places, they no shop comot. Some people sef they trade go their working place. So all of this thing now wetin in don't contribute to the economy. And again in talk and truth dey for wetin PO talk, and again he know they lie true because he tell us say on time say he go continue, and now he don't continue. But wetin I fit tell my fellow Nigerian, my fellow countrymen wey dey out there, where they feel this shege banza, where they feel this hunger, may they no lose hope, because hope dey. Because me sote I believe say light dey at the end of the tunnel. Yes,
when they don't come out for that very place.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. And with that very one, we'll go begin to look how things they happen. Other things will be say they develop, but we will carry and come later because of want of our timing, because we want everyone to see that very particular full video or the highlights of the interview His Excellency Peter Obi had at Arise News, so that we will all be informed of what his thoughts for democracy and what his givings about what is happening in Nigeria and all of that. So let's just continue watching on. Give you the highlights of this very particular Peter Obi's exclusive interview.
Indeed. This week, of course, Democracy Day. It's being marked this week here in Nigeria. How concerned are you that democracy in this country remains extremely fragile, and some would say in peril, after a quarter of a century?
Well, for me, that was part of my comments today, because you said I tweeted today. The question is, the fundamental question to ask today is to ask, are we truly democratic? Unexamined life is not worth living. You must at any step try to examine what we are doing. After 25 years of experimenting and trying to be a democratic country, it is now time to ask questions. Are we truly democratic? And you start by defining what it's supposed to be. Democracy is supposed to be government of the people, by the people, for the people. So the fundamental question, is this government of the people? Is it by the people? And is it for the people? Beneath this is supposed to be a benefit for the people, which is not there today. Absence of which have led to leadership failure over the years. that brought massive corruption, hunger, sufferings, all sorts of pain, insecurity, everything. So the opposite is what we've experienced. What we should actually be celebrating is that some sort of state capture, where those who have captured it have cornered all the benefits that are meant for the people. All the people are supposed to see in terms of good education, good health, and pulling them out of poverty have been cornered by the few that have captured the system. And they continue at the suffering at the expense of all. And the list is endless. You can go there and see the measure of democracy. We are 4.23, which shows we're low. You look at the hunger index, we're 109 over 124 countries measured, which shows we're low. You look at corruption index, we're 145 over 180, which shows we're low. You look at law and order, which is supposed to be an intangible asset that drives democracy. We're very low. We're 120 over countries measured. So you could see we're low in every facet. If you compare even the electioneering process that brings our leaders into office, again, we're very low. Let's just take the recent 3 elections in comparable countries of South Africa, India, Mexico. In all these 3 countries, first is that over 60% of registered voters participated in voting. Polling booths opened, over 80% opened on time and closed on time without incidents, no ballot snatching, no this and everything. And results were transmitted electronically without any hitches, no glitches, nothing.
Well, there was a slight hitch in the South African transmission, but not to the degree.
No, it didn't affect the result because every party accepted it. It was a very minor thing. I watched it sitting down in my own sitting room from beginning to the end. India, that was supposed to have over, the people that voted in India are 3 times the Nigerian population. Yet you could see it. The election was accepted. In our own case, less than 25% of the voters participated.
And indeed, those who came out, many of them were prevented from
Thank you. At the polling booths, did not open on time, closed late, closed early, with all sorts of fraud and everything. And when you think about it, in these countries that I mentioned, these were carried out by ordinary citizens. In our own case, despite all this fraud, glitches, everything, it was being executed by professors. So there must be something we need to re-examine and ask ourselves question, how do we get it right? For our children, for the future generation, we can't continue on this path.
So how do we get it right?
By doing it rightly. The government can stamp and said, I recall late President Yaradua, who's admitted that the process that brought him to office is faulty. And he was bent on changing it and putting the right steps to do that.
So do you think
which was followed up by Jonathan.
Right.
And participated in an election where for the first time the ruling party and the president lost the election. Just like you can see in the way I've just told you, the ANC in South Africa had a reduced position. In India, the same thing happened. They accepted it.
So do you think that the reason for this problem that you've identified is politicians in power consciously refusing to give those institutions the latitude to operate.
Exactly. And making sure it happened. Institutions must be respected by those in office. They must make sure for the future of the society, for the future of our children, a leader or those who are in leadership must do things rightly.
So in that regard, when you look at the highest office in this country, an office that you aspire to, what do you see? Do you see an individual that respects or does not respect the rule of law, and who through his actions and those of his deputies and possibly ruling party supports or does not support the fabric of this country's democracy?
Charles, I live this, you can ask ordinary Nigerians.
Well, I'm asking you.
I don't think they do. No. They don't. That's why it's happening. If they do, it won't happen.
You do recognize, though, that a lot of the people who are in power have inherited decades of rot, and you can't wave a magic wand and all that rot will disappear.
Charles, I don't like discussing this today. No matter where you start, if you mean well, you can start correcting them. The role of a leader is not to remind people of the past or mention the past or think about the past. Your role is to show the path by doing things that are right. Change starts from you. By you, if you decide to walk the right path, that's how it starts. You can decide, okay, yesterday it was wrong. That's even part of why we hired you. Because it was wrong yesterday, we didn't hire you to remind us or start giving us the excuse, but to show the solution and how best to do it. That is leadership.
So in that respect, after 25 years of unbroken democracy, which Nigeria is marking this week, are we walking on the edge of a razor blade, as someone put it? Are you pessimistic or optimistic?
Very, very pessimistic. We're actually walking in the right direction.
In the right direction?
In the wrong direction.
In the wrong direction.
We're actually walking in the wrong direction.
Right.
Very wrong direction. And we need to change it and walk in the right direction. And it has to start from the number one person.
Well, let's assess that walking in the right direction or wrong direction and that number one person. Let's turn to President Tinubu's first year anniversary. After 1 year in office, do you think he has displayed the strength and the ability to tackle Nigeria's many problems? Are you impressed with mega projects, for example, like the Lagos-Calabar Highway?
Well, you know, I've never made comment about 1 year in office. The reason why is simple. I would say that President Tinubu have kept to his campaign promises. Throughout the campaign, he consistently maintained that he will continue from where Buhari stopped. And that is done very well. I would say excellent. I'll give him an excellent pass mark. And it's very simple. Dollar was 460, it's now 1,005. Fuel was 238, it's now about 700. Diesel was 844, it's now 1,415. A bag of rice is 35,000, is now about 80. A bag of beans was similar, 35, is now about 90. Gari was 27.28, is now 49.50. A tuber of yam was about 2,007 to 3,009, is about 10,000. Tomato basket is about 40,000. That is over 150,000. Electricity is 66 kilowatts, is now over 200. You can go on and on. Our debts, even bread, which is a basic thing other countries that subside, like Egypt, bread, smaller, medium bread was 450 naira. It's not 900 naira. The big one is 900, it's 1,005. Our debt, like I mentioned, was 87. By end of last year, it was actually 97. The highest we've done within that short period. Now is over 100 trillion. In fact, this year alone, the government, through the Central Bank of Nigeria, have issued and taken from the system borrowing of over 16 trillion naira. You can imagine the interest at almost 20%. It's about 3.2 trillion after 12 months. At that, last year, in a period of 9 months, we spent about 5.7 trillion servicing as debt interest on our payments. So add that. So overall, you've done well. Let's even go back to the overall of the economy. By the time he took over last year, we were still the biggest economy in Africa with $477 billion as our GDP, followed by South Africa, Egypt, Algeria, and Morocco. Today, we are number 4. South Africa is number 1 now, I think about $373 billion. Egypt is second, $347 billion, followed by Algeria, 266. And we are now 252 billion GDP economy. It's even worse when you go to our per capita. We are actually 1/4 of per capita of the list of these nations that I mentioned. South Africa is over 6,000 per capita. Egypt is 4,000 plus. So is Algeria. And then Morocco, which among this is supposed to be the 5th, at 4,210, and we are 1,000 plus. So we actually gone low. We're coming from a low of per capita of 3,000 plus in 2014. So with every other thing have headed south. You see, insecurity is worsened. Well, let's corruption has worsened.
Right. Let's
adherence to the rule of law has worsened. The country has been nepotism is at the highest.
I understand that. Now, you mentioned state capture at the beginning of our chat.
Which is huge corruption.
Yes,
and
and you used the example of elections that have taken place in South Africa, Mexico, India, where the Electoral Commission is seen to be independent and has done the job that they were charged with doing. What would you do with the Electoral Commission in Nigeria?
Same insist that they do their work independently and that democracy is what it should be if I have the opportunity. Charles, I've served as the governor. I never interfered with any institution. Go and ask those who were in the judiciary while I was there. Not one day did I interfere. Go and ask those who were in education like university. Not one day. Go and ask the police, the army, all security, whether there's one day Peter Obi said, go and arrest this person or do this is wrong. In fact, when I was doing my second tenure, go and ask the security people that came to meet me, INEC, DSS, police, army, they came to meet me. And I told them, all I want is let all my votes be my vote. I don't want one extra vote that is not for me. And I don't want one of mine to be. Go ask anybody. My second
but if you say that
it was free unfair.
But if you say
I insisted.
If you say that the Electoral Commission is corrupt,
yes,
then the possibility of them being manipulated as a result of your non-interference remains.
No.
And so
no,
people
if they know,
they'd want you to interfere to reform the system.
If they know that you're strict and you're going to do the right thing, just like I always say about corruption, that if the number one, number two, whether governor or president decides to stop it and is not involved, his children and family are not wife are not involved, that you reduce it by over 50%. If you decide to do the right thing and order for the right thing, it will be done.
So is your message more confident today after the 2023 presidential election, or is that something that needs to pick up?
Well, for me, it's a continuation. We'll continue to deliver the same message, insisting that we can't have a country that is criminalized as it is today, where I've shown you indices of measure of development. Our human development index is low. Our human capital is low. Our health is low. So
Thank you.